Welcome to the show. Tammy Brown here, your host. Excited to have you with us today. BRCC Today is the show. And for those of you who don't know, last year BRCC merged with Capital Area Technical College. Is now one BRCC, and BRCC offers academic programs, craft training, hands-on skills training, welding, and transfer degrees. Lots and lots of programs now under the one BRCC. 9 campuses throughout the greater Baton Rouge area. We even have sites in Plaquemine, New Roads, Jackson, Port Allen. So there's some place for you at BRCC, wherever you live. We got a site near you and many, many programs. I'm really excited today about our special guests. As you guys know the show, I've always focused on craft training and our technical programs. Excited to have the academic side of BRCC and some really distinguished professors here with us today. And my first guest is Dr. Hackney. Dr. Hackney, so glad to have you.
Glad to be here.
You are the biology associate professor. Mm-hmm. Is that correct? And so for the biology department at BRCC, your credentials, what are your credentials?
Well, all of us have bachelors, and in order to teach in the academic side, you have to have a master's, and mine is a master in natural sciences. I concentrated on zoology and fisheries management, actually. Later, I went back and got my PhD in curriculum and instruction in biology.
Nice.
So, you know, some of us have doctorates at BRCC, but all of us have masters in, and then have to have 18 hours in the subject that we teach, graduate hours, not undergrad, graduate hours. So.
And that's incredible, and I wanted to bring that out to show that in BRCC we have these stellar faculty members on the academic side of the house, very, very well prepared, teaching these incredible classes that actually they transfer over to the university.
Absolutely. We work hand in hand, actually, with the four-year institutions. For us, that would include especially agreements with, say, LSU, Southeastern, Southern. But the courses, there'd be no point in us teaching these courses if they didn't transfer to the four-year institutions, because so many of our students are going to transfer and go on to get their four-year degree. We offer associates, which is a two-year degree, about 60 credit hours.
And some of the programs in the classes in the biology department, what are some of the classes that you teach?
Well, I teach the general biology for science majors, and so students have to decide, are they going in the direction of a science major, in which case they really need to take the science major's biology. For other degree programs, we have the non-science majors, so that would be, in both cases, it's a sequence of the first semester, second semester with labs.
So science majors, when they come and take these classes, what kinds of jobs can they get, or what kinds of degrees would they transfer to go get at the universities?
Well, you probably see our administrators' eyes light up when you say jobs. Jobs in the STEM fields are just, they're abundant, because it's not easy to actually earn a STEM degree. It takes hard work. But the payoff is that you're very likely to get a job. In some cases, it'll be with industry. In other cases, it'll be a health industry job. It all depends. It's really a very wide open area. Computer science has become really hot too. So it's a very big area. I don't have, I don't do we're mostly this. For me, it's the science. It's the biology, and then we have the chemistry and the physics folks, and we work hand in hand with the mathematicians, and then of course we've got the engineers that are doing something even more focused. Our program, though, is designed so that it's very flexible. So if a student comes to me and says, I want to do, what we do is we work backwards, and we say, okay, well, this is our program. Since you're going in this direction, the biology you'll need is this, the chemistry you'll need is this, the physics you'll need is this, the math. So it's almost, it fits the students goals eventually as to what they
And we
want to
talked
do.
about this earlier, that these classes, maybe there might be a misnomer out there that maybe the BRCC program is not as rigorous as the university and things like that. And we discussed that, and of course that is not true, right?
The rigor is there. The rigor is there. It always will be if you're trying to help students develop into scientists, whether it's for research or applied, whether you're talking about getting someone ready to apply for dental hygiene or just any of these things, it is going to be a tough program. On the other hand, anything is possible if the student really wants it.
Sure.
We have smaller classes. I've taught, with the biology, it ranged somewhere between 30 and 40, depending. And that's pretty typical. You
And
might
they have access
smaller.
to you. I know I hear a lot of
Oh.
good things about you,
Oh,
know,
yes.
spending time with your students,
the-
but they have
the-
access to you.
The faculty, we have office hours. We have 10 office hours, and we're available to our students to help them. That's the difference, that it's a small class, we actually know your name, and we can help you succeed. It doesn't have to be that you go, oh, it's so hard.
Right, and then we have a tutoring program as well. It's not no extra charge. There's a whole lab dedicated to tutoring for students that may not be doing so well. Or
we have a whole center that specializes in helping our students, and you could imagine the demand is for help in math,
yeah.
chemistry, biology, physics, that they help us so very much.
That's so great. The small classes, and then in addition to that, the tutoring. You know, if a student is serious about this, then all the support is there. And then we also talked about there are some students that maybe they realize this is just not for me.
It's okay. It's okay. This is just the first 2 years of a college program, and there's something called Gen Ed. And so there's 39 hours that are kind of general education. And so if a student, and this gives a student a chance to try various areas out. They might have thought that they wanted science, and then they find out that they really got excited in history. Then you very easily shift into a different degree program.
And people are there to help them make that shift.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's really like family oriented, and everyone's there to support the students. A lot of people don't realize that. They're thinking college is going to be really difficult. What if I don't do well? And we have this huge support system there to help you through. That's our whole goal, is to make sure that you get in the right program and finish and do well.
I do have to praise our students that work very, very hard. They take advantage of this help, and they turn it into something where they feel like when they finish, they're ready. They can handle courses anywhere.
And I see our time is going down. One last question though before. Any students over 40? Have you ever had older students?
One of my joys has been teaching the diversity of students that we have. Yes. We've had students over 40, and they've gone on to LSU and Southern, and they'll come back. We do love our students to come back and tell us how they're doing.
Sure.
We have diversity. We have students from all over the world coming to BRCC. Age-wise, we still are more young. We're more typical. We have many 18-year-old students.
Right.
But I think they benefit from being in class with an older student who brings a certain maturity to the class.
So people out there, if you're watching, maybe you're over 40 and you want a
please
career
come.
change, right? Or maybe you're like, I always wanted to go to college, but I don't think I could do it.
They can.
You can do it.
They
and you won't
can.
be the only one, right? You won't be
No.
the only one
Oh,
that's
no.
the older student.
No, and the younger students really appreciate having the chance to interact with the older students.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hackney.
I
Thank you for
enjoyed
being
it.
on the
Thank
show.
you.
And you guys don't go away. We'll be right back with our next interview. welcome back to the show. We are here talking with the academic side of the house at BRCC. We're talking with the STEM program, which is Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. And this is our academic side of the house again. These programs actually transfer to the university. And I have with me Dr. Elkholy.
Nice
Did I
meeting
say
you.
it right, sir? I always say it wrong.
Yes,
Dr.
that's correct.
Elkholy.
That's correct.
And you are a manager of the engineering program.
Yes, I'm assistant professor and the engineering program manager of BRCC.
And so, and you're now, as I talk with Dr. Hackney, you really want to bring out the credentials that you guys have showing the stellar staff that we have at BRCC. What are your credentials?
I got a PhD in mechanical engineering from LSU, specializing in rotating machinery and lubrication, and a minor degree in mathematics. And I've been working in research and industry and teaching all over the years.
And so in your program, again, like Dr. Hackney said, smaller classes, right?
Yeah, like for the pre-engineering program, like the class sizes are kind of like decent size, 20 to 30 student. Program started was very small number of students. Now we have around 539 students. So average class towards the engineering, which is toward the senior semester in those 2 years, is around 20 to 30 students.
Which is so beneficial to be in a classroom that's considered pretty kind of difficult, right?
Absolutely,
Smaller.
it's great because I get to know every single one of them, and we talk in different things, and the class size allow me to reach more and work more with them on one-on-one kind of basis, which I believe it's a great opportunity for them because when they go right to the 4-year college, sometimes they go through classes where they have like 200 and 300 students.
Right.
So really, it's a big difference.
And again, for those channel surfing through, we're talking about the pre-engineering program at BRCC with Mr. Dr. Elkholy, who is a professor and the manager of the engineering program. So what, in the engineering program, what disciplines can they go into?
Okay, like we offer all 8 disciplines, like concentration engineering, like biological, civil, chemical, environmental, petroleum, mechanical, everything.
full gambit.
Like the whole thing. And really, within those 2 years, like their changes through their concentration will be very minor in a course or two, because what we did, we have a partnership with 4 different institutes, like 4-year colleges. We have a partnership with LSU, Southern University at Baton Rouge. We have ULL and La Tech. So once they finish their AS degree, the 2 years from BRCC in engineering, they move immediately to one of those 4-year colleges to receive their BS degree right after that.
And all their classes transfer.
Every single course.
And so give me a class that you would teach, the name of one of your classes.
Like mainly I teach statics, which is part of the engineering mechanics, and I teach comprehensive electrical engineering, and I teach graphics and AutoCAD. So these are the main courses that we offer for the engineering as we speak. But everything is based really on the math and physics and like the science in general. So that's why it's a misperception sometimes that people think it's just 4 semesters, but if they start with a little bit beyond in math, as an example, they have to spend another semester or 2 to catch up,
right,
and get on the same track with everybody else.
And of course, we talked about there's tutoring there. There's tutoring, and there's
we offer tutoring for the math, physics, but for engineering, I have even better situation. We have SI, which is supplemental instructor. Mm-hmm. We have our own student who finish up their courses in engineering and they received above 95% in the class, mm-hmm, and they move to one of the universities like LSU as an example. I bring those students and they spend like tutoring session, they spend instruction session where they explain more, go over some more application and so forth. So really it's a great opportunity.
That's outstanding. Yeah, for a student that went through the program, knows everything about it, and is coming back to deal with a student they're pretty much in the same shoes.
Correct.
Really helps them to stay in the program and do well. That's a great program.
It's much better, and we all kind of like, we work as a team, and we always stress out the importance of a study group, and we always going back and forth. I stop by in the evening, check on them, during the weekend, I swing by, see what they are doing. My SIs, they go over there, they have their session, then they go back with me in a feedback kind of
That's
situation. So it's kind of like we always kind of wrap it up, and we're so close to know the weaknesses and the strengths of each one of them.
And your students are diverse in that you have some students in your program that met the requirements, of course, to go to a university, but chose to come here simply because it's smaller classes.
Absolutely. We have a huge diverse actually of students. We have students like 40 plus years old. We have students 18 years old. We have from different backgrounds, from different countries, and all of them, they come in the same situation where they have this kind of like either fear from the big colleges, or like some of them, they start to work for like 10 years, and then they decide to come back and continue their engineering degree. Like I have a senior machinist in one of the company who decided to come for engineering. So the fear of coming back to college is really tremendous. And just by talking to them one-on-one and walk with them through this process after a semester or two, or like anybody else, and also I use their experiences in class. I always try to let them tell the student, what did they see on field, like it's so important like to incorporate the practical part with the theoretical part in class.
And I'm glad you brought that out, because that's the reason why we wanted to have Dr. Hackney and you, Dr. Elkholy, on the show, the engineering and biology programs. You mentioned the fear that people have of going. And we really want to try to eliminate that by letting you know that these people that are sitting here are your instructors. They're saying they'll work with you. There's tutoring available. And even if you decide that you want to do something else, you may be able to move to another program. So there's a lot of assistance there. And again, eliminate that fear. We want to eliminate that fear.
Absolutely. Like under the engineering program, we have also two other simple programs where our engineer student, they can simply get also a surveying tech program. It's a certificate of surveying where they can work and assist in for like licensed surveyors, and they work with them. They can work in companies as they are not licensed surveyors as we speak, but they get really good experience and they can work with them. Also, we have the highway engineering tech. So sometimes some of the students, they feel like it's too much, let me try to work. So they can go immediately switch to one of those programs and so quick because they're almost done with their courses. They get the certificate and then can go for the field.
And they don't realize there's so many different tracks in engineering, and then you guys will help them guide them through that
Absolutely.
pathway.
Like it's always, because like we have plenty of different activities. Like I have research program for them in summer. I have some internship. We send some people to do some work like at LSU research in the summer, and then they come back, present to our student. We have shadow day with older students that they finish and they come back, tell them the story, where is the struggle. We have always panels from different companies. We bring them field trips, like a lot of things that them so comfortable into the system. So by the time they finish, they can go tackle anything in any of the colleges.
And you mentioned some of the classes. You said, I don't remember the word you said, static. What was the name of that?
It's statics. It's part of the engineering mechanics.
So that particular class that's offered at BRCC is statics? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, we offer statics.
The same class is offered at LSU and at Southern, is that correct? Do they offer that same class? And so
yeah, like what we do, we work with the Board of Regents Matrix, so all the courses that we teach are exactly the same, the content is the same, like everything is the same, so really there is no difference at all. Sometimes like students prefer just for the schedule and the timing to come to BRCC even from LSU to get a course or two, and then within their schedule, and then they go back continue. So it's really exactly
it's really the same thing, and I think a lot of people do not realize that, and that's why I'm so glad we're talking again about letting you know that you, the public, know that BRCC programs are stellar, top-notch, and so are the instructors. Also, another thing I wanted to bring out that maybe some students didn't do so well in high school, not because they weren't intelligent, just because life happens, right? So maybe they didn't meet the requirements to enroll in a university, like their ACT score wasn't that high or whatever, or their grades. They could come to BRCC as long as they have that.
They can start with BRCC. We have a test they can take, and then based on their score, we can put them in the correct course. And then some of them, they take some remedial math courses just to strengthen their kind of weaknesses, and then they continue toward the program. And we work with them on a daily basis, like we know exactly what they are doing. Every month they stop by, we go over advising sessions, really detailed advising sessions, so he knows or she knows like ahead of time in a semester or two what exactly they need to do.
And that's outstanding. That's great to hear that, because I think a lot of young people think, well, I didn't do so well, so oh well, I can't be an engineer now. I messed up in high school for whatever reason, but that's not the case.
Absolutely.
If there's
Just
a will, there's a way, right?
Exactly. They have to really decide and be devoted to what they are doing because the future is really so bright being an engineer.
Great. Thank you so Dr. Elkholy. And I'm going to have you guys back on the show because this is
Absolutely.
great information. Again, this was Dr. Elkholy with the pre-engineering program at BRCC, which is equivalent to the first 2 years of engineering at LSU Southern and other universities. So again, check out the engineering program, BRCC. You can go online and don't go away because we have one more guest coming. It's actually Mr. Justin Royce, who is one of Dr. Elkholy's students. So you're going to hear from him right now. Welcome back to the show, BRCC Today. We're here in the Cypress building here at BRCC, the main campus located on Florida Boulevard. And I have with me one of our mechanical engineering students, Justin Royce, and he's going to talk to you about what goes on here. So, Mr. Royce, thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
And I wanted you to talk today. There's a lot of high school students out there who are talking about going to BRCC or LSU or Southern or Southeastern, and they're talking about wanting to be an engineering student. So, and talk about engineering, the field of engineering. What does that entail?
Well, engineering is a very broad field. You have all different types of engineers doing different types of things. If you just look around in your daily life, any tool that you use, the roads that you drive on, the buildings that you see, an engineer had to be involved in creating all of those things.
And so someone that wants to go into engineering, you're in mechanical, but there are other fields of engineering. What would they be?
So you've got civil, which is primarily involved with buildings, road structures, bridges, things like that. Electrical engineers, you can have computer engineers, there's all kinds of different things.
And so the mechanical engineering, which is your field, what will you be doing?
So mechanical engineers are primarily involved with building machines. So anything from aircraft to automobiles to equipment for medical resources, anything that moves pretty much inside a machine, a mechanical engineer is involved with.
Awesome, that's awesome. And so that's mechanical engineering. Now we have a machinist program here at BRCC located at the Acadian campus, and the machinists work with the engineers. And so that's another technical field involved with the engineering program. And so you're at BRCC now, and from here you're transferring to the university, is that correct?
Yeah, we're transferring to LSU.
To LSU, and then how many years will you have once you transfer?
It's looking like it'll be 3 years.
3
before I have
years?
my bachelor's, yeah.
Wonderful. And your career goal, what do you want to do when you finish, get your degree from LSU?
I haven't totally solidified what I want to do, but one of the things that's really interesting to me would be getting into prosthesis.
Prosthesis,
robotics.
wow. Yeah.
So hands that move and stuff and interface with the human body.
Incredible. That's an incredible field. And, you know, a lot of people, when they say engineering, wouldn't even think of that. So I'm so glad that you talked about that. I'm glad you're going into that for sure. So a BRCC student here, we're at the Cypress building, a BRCC main campus engineering student here who's transferring his credits, right? Your credits from here will transfer to LSU.
Yeah,
So
everything that I've taken here at BRC transfers to LSU.
So it's not like he's at BRCC and we'll have to start over at LSU. It's going to transfer. It's going to be a fluid transfer. And so when you first thought about being an engineer and you came to school here at BRCC, was it what you expected, the classes?
The classes, honestly, are great. They really make you think. I don't know that I really had a preconceived idea of what I was getting into with the engineering classes, but they really make you analyze every little piece of what you do, and it's really good training.
I thank you so much, Mr. Royce. Thank you for being on the show. And you're going to be a great success one day. Mr. Justin Royce here, and we'll get him back later on once he finishes LSU, and he'll tell us about the great things he's doing. You guys stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. You just heard from Justin Royce, our pre-engineering student, BRCC, who's going on to transfer to LSU. My next guest is a BRCC alumni, Miss Shannon Landry.
Hi.
Hi, Shannon. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank
now,
you.
you graduated when it was under Capital Area Technical College, the technical college, which is now BRCC. But what program did you graduate in?
It was the Information Systems Technology Program, Associates.
And so you got associate degree, and that's like a business. It was like a business program.
Yes, yes, it was.
And you are now the program specialist and the administrative assistant for the BRAVE project.
Yes, I am.
The courses and the knowledge that you got in the program at the college, are you using that in this job?
Yes, I am. In fact, as soon as I graduated from Technical College, BRCC, I went right on to take my test to work for the city of Baton Rouge. Since then, I've been with the city for 10 years.
Nice.
I took several information systems tests there, and I made high scores on those tests due to BRCC.
And that program that you were in was a business program. You had a lot of hands-on, a lot of technical skills that you were learning.
Yes, I did.
And of course, small classes, again, we mentioned that earlier. Were the classes small when you enrolled?
Yes, definitely what I was looking for. I had a child then, and I was looking for a small class setting, a lot of one-on-one attention, and I got that at BRCC LTC College.
And you're using those skills now at the BRAVE project?
Yes, I am.
Let's talk about the BRAVE project, because that's so interesting to me. You guys are doing a great job. Talk a little about what BRAVE is.
Thank you. BRAVE is the Baton Rouge Area Violence Elimination Program. It was set up about a year ago in the Baton Rouge area to try and eliminate some violence by bringing together our faith-based community along with the police entity and just having the young people know that we're here to help. We take violent offenders from the ages of 12 to 21. And we try and give them services like mental health assistance, substance abuse. We take the holistic approach for the family if the family needs help. And instead of you being incarcerated, going to jail, we do job training, and we also offer your GED if you need help with that.
Wonderful. And sometimes you refer them to the technical training and some of the BRCC programs as well.
We definitely have. We've had a couple of our clients at BRCC, and they've done very well there.
And so this focuses on a particular zip code?
Yes, the focus is 70805 zip code. We also have another grant that follows, and it's going to be focused for 70802. We are joining them together for the same focus to eliminate violence in our community.
And have we been successful?
We have been successful. The homicide rate has went down in the Baton Rouge area, and we're looking forward to a good summer and an even better fall and try and bring the violence rate down.
Great, great. And it's so important to have initiatives like this because you can't just let things go by the wayside, right? You got to
That's right.
dig in and
You have to eliminate
do
it.
the work, eliminate it, that's right. Now you have some upcoming events with BRAVE.
Yes. Quarterly, we try to have a cleanup day in the community. Our cleanup is focused towards a clean community is a safe community. Our next cleanup day will be May 31st. It's going to be spearheaded by the BRAVE program, of course. We are joining with Red Cross, Exxon, Walgreens, and it's going to be from St. Jared Catholic Church.
Okay.
We'll be cleaning up the community in and around that area. So anyone who'd like to come out, volunteer, we'll be happy to have you. It starts at 9 a.m. and it's until 11 a.m. that morning.
So they can go to their website. BRAVE has a website.
Yes,
they can
we
go
do
to?
have a website. It's, we have a Facebook page also.
Okay, cool.
We also have Twitter. Go to Twitter at brave.com, and you can be a Facebook friend with us and tell us how you feel about BRAVE.
Great, great. Thank you, Shannon. Landry,
You're welcome. Thanks for
BRCC
having me.
alumni, making us look good. These are the product of our great work, and you saw some of our professors that were here today from engineering and biology. You see, BRCC has so much to offer you, so check out all the programs on the website. And this is Tammy Brown signing off. I'll see you next time on BRCC Today.